Imagine what it would be like to be so debilitated by a breathing disorder you couldn't make it from one side of the room to the other without being overcome by shortness of breath. Oftentimes, that's what people with diseases like COPD or pulmonary fibrosis face, sapping them of their strength and putting tremendous strain on their mental well-being. Today, the uplifting story of a Tri-Cities man who has been given the gift of life, thanks to a generous family and the skilled hands of healthcare experts from Seattle and the Tri-Cities. On November 30th of last year, Paul Hilliard's life changed forever. He underwent a lung transplant, a double lung transplant at the University of Washington in Seattle. Today, he's back at the Cadlick Healthplex, taking part in pulmonary rehabilitation classes.
I'm on borrowed time right now. So I have been lucky enough to get a lung transplant from pulmonary fibrosis, which is a tough battle to deal with. And I got my lungs on November 30th, and it's great. I can breathe, they function, and it's a whole new lease on life.
On this day, patients impacted by lung diseases like COPD or, for Paul, pulmonary fibrosis, are working out under the watchful eye of Cadlick pulmonary rehab staff, a combination of nurses, respiratory therapists, and fitness specialists who closely monitor vital signs, offer education, plus incredible support.
We usually do a series of exercises with weights to get them a little bit stronger, and we'll do deep breathing exercises, give them those tools to do those things at home. And sometimes they come in and a lot of them are scared when they first start, and they realize, okay, this is something that I can do. I can continue this when I'm done with this program. They look at the machines and they think, okay, yeah, I've never been on a treadmill, and we're not going to put them on the treadmill the first time. But again, it's just kind of learning and taking those tools with them when they're done.
Everybody got their note? Okay, so breathe in, out, in, out.
The team goes to great lengths to educate patients, such as using harmonicas to help teach proper breathing. The classes also include nutrition education from Cadlick dietitians, and another valuable component, the camaraderie of fellow patients.
A lot of people leave here with new friendships, and they could go through this together. So I think that's it's a really big part. And their attitude, I do see it better attitude as they're going through and as they're finishing the program.
So I got to the point where I was on 15 to 25 liters of air. So most of these people in this class are between 2 to 10 liters. And 10 liters is a lot. But when you're at 15 to 25, you're basically in the hospital.
Back to Paul's story. To get on the transplant list took some amazing commitment on his part. Not only having to show his lungs were so damaged transplant was his only option for survival, but being in good enough physical condition to justify getting the transplant.
It's a tough battle, and then as the disease continues on, pulmonary fibrosis, just basically what your body does is, just like the ocean, it wants to spit up anything that's dead. Well, your body, as your lungs are dying, because the fibrosis comes in, it wants to reject your lungs. So your body is fighting your lungs breathing. So it's a tough battle you're dealing with.
The surgery occurred in Seattle. Paul actually had to endure a so-called dry run, where he's literally prepared for surgery and on the table, only to be told the new lungs weren't the right fit. So he had to endure another 2.5 weeks before the transplant took place.
I went in, they prepped me. I mean, they put the marks on your chest where they're going to cut you, and you're there, and they're ready to take you under the knife and put you out. And they come in and they said, those lungs aren't viable. And I tell you what, that's like getting a blow to the gut like you wouldn't believe. Because in your mind, you've already told yourself, you're going to come out breathing. And then they tell you, go back to your room.
So many emotions today run through Paul's mind. 100 pounds lighter, 2 new lungs working well. Mostly, Paul feels thankful to the team, both at Cadlick and the transplant crew in Seattle. He feels grateful to the donor and his family.
If you saw him today, or if you saw the family, what would you tell them?
I just think I'd probably hug and cry. I don't know. I mean, because of, their gift is the gift of life. I mean, there's nothing bigger you can give someone, And it's something that just no words for it. Oh, you can't help but have a glow once you know you got a new lease on life, you know, and it's a great feeling, you know. I got a bunch of grandkids that need spoiling, and you know, and kids that need, you know, campfire stories, and so it's a good reason to live.
Paul spent most of this day talking to fellow patients, giving them perspective and hope that the challenges they face can be lessened with continued commitment, perseverance, and determination. Paul is launching a support group for patients with lung disease. The first session is March 22nd at 1 p.m. at the Richland Library. The class is free and all are welcome to attend. If you'd like more information, call 509-942-2737.